this thing is a monster of both power and sustain of all the voices. Listen to this. It's really incredible. Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Have you ever been emasculated by somebody when they pull out their guitar and it's so much louder than yours? Well, if you want to be cruel and do that to somebody else, this might be the guitar for you. In fact, I'm hard pressed to say that I've ever played a guitar louder than this very guitar from the year 2021 by the Australian luthier Kim Lissarrague. Now this guitar, it would be impossible to ignore the influence of Greg Smallman on this guitar. Many of the Australian guitars or lattice-braced makers around the world. It's certainly a Smallman influenced guitar, but Kim is building incredible guitars for many years now with his own style in different areas of the guitar, and certainly an individuality to his sound as well. But yes, this will remind you of that. Before we get deeper into the sound, let's talk a little bit about the specs. So you will see it is a cedar top with this matte finish. It's really nice. It doesn't reflect at all. Although Kim does typically put these semi-permanent or permanent string ding protectors here under the bridge, and also like this little Raschiato protector here underneath the strings. And that is of course because these tops are extremely fragile, just like of course, on a Smallman guitar or in a similar style. They're very, very fragile. And, of course, sometimes they don't aesthetically prefer that these are here, but it is nice not having to be so darn careful. And I'm having to mute the strings on this thing because it is loud. Even just as I'm talking, it's vibrating the top. You'll notice this really cool rosette here, all wood patterns, not really a mosaic, very, very clean and simple. Of course, you'll notice this small, lightweight bridge, as well as this saddle here with lots of break angle. There is no raised fingerboard, and it's also not an adjustable neck like you might have on Smallman's, but you have a 20th fret, and the back and sides you'll see this really incredible set of ziricote, and there's also an arch to it here. So might have to be careful about what case you put it in. There is quite an arch, but it's very comfortable in your lap. Speaking of being in your lap, this thing is heavy. And while that might seem like a con when you reach for it off of the guitar stand, once it's in your lap, it just feels incredibly secure. It's not going anywhere, and there's this reassurance to the weight. It's not a feather that's just going to fly away. You'll also notice this armrest, which appears to be made of ebony. Very, very nice integration. It's rather large, but I quite like it on this guitar. Moving on to the neck of the guitar, you guys know I always like to talk about this, and this is really nice about Kim's guitars. Extremely comfortable neck. It is very thin, it is very C-shaped, and it's 52.5 millimeters, this one, in width. It's very comfortable. Now, if you're familiar with something like Greg Smallman's guitars, they are a bit wider nut width and a bit fuller of a neck profile. So they kind of contrast those guitars in that way, and really quite a comfortable guitar with nice low action as well. The headstock, what a classy design. I mean, I think it looks really great. It's a mixture of like classic and modern design here, and then what appears to be Indian rosewood, or maybe something a little more exotic like ebony or Madagascar. I'm not really quite sure. It looks really beautiful. Pagos tuners on the sides here, and I forgot to mention the bracing of this guitar. It is lattice brace with carbon reinforcement like you might expect. Now, this guitar is extremely loud, and it's impossible to ignore it, and it's impossible to just gloss over that. It would be like getting into a Lamborghini, someone hitting the gas, going as fast as they could, and you pointing out how nice the interior of the car is. No, you're gonna be at the back of your seat being like, wow. That is how you'll feel when you first play a chord on this guitar. I guarantee it. I don't care what guitar you're coming from. It is a wow guitar. And some guitars that are heavier and have these, thicker doubled or tripled back and sides, sometimes you feel a little bit separated from the sound because so much of it's going that way and so little of it you're feeling behind the guitar. You don't feel that at all on this guitar. Maybe it's because it's so loud that it bounces off of whatever's in front of you so easily. But you feel very present with the sound, and with how thick the back and sides are, you still feel it vibrating against your chest, which I really love this feeling. I'm having a fun time with this guitar. There's also plenty of colors. Now, is it as colorful as a traditional Spanish guitar? No way. But there's different ways of getting colors on these guitars, and especially on these Australian lattice-braced guitars in the style of Greg Smallman, you change the angle of your attack and it dramatically changes the sound. For instance, if I do this and really shoot for a warm tone, I can, and staying at the same spot on the guitar, I can choose to get much brighter. And John Williams talks a lot about this, about the changing of your hand angle to adjust the sound rather than always relying on tasto and ponticello. So there's an appeal to that and there's a learning curve, but when you get it, you can really understand how to manipulate this guitar in a musical way. Now, the sustain of this guitar, even beyond the volume and sheer power this guitar has, the sustain is such an appeal. Maybe it's the biggest appeal of this guitar. Every voice just continues for so long. In fact, I really am excited to play Prelude 11 by Tárrega on this guitar, just so we can see how beautifully these upper frets ring. There is this chorus that comes along with you wherever you go with this guitar. I mean, listen to that. Every voice. It's really something else. You know, the type of people I think this guitar might be for, someone who's playing a lot of chamber music. This guitar would be so valuable. Now, yes, in big concert halls, you quite frequently will amplify your guitar anyways. But in rehearsals, guess what? A lot of times you don't have the luxury of bringing along an amplifier, or it happens somewhere on the fly, or maybe you're playing somewhere outdoors that may not have the option of amplification. This guitar will do very well with a violinist or a cellist, or even maybe you're playing a concerto with just a pianist accompaniment, or maybe you're playing a concerto with an orchestra. My gosh, it's hard to imagine a better guitar for that scenario. This thing fills up the room and you will be heard. Another scenario I think this guitar would be good for is someone who plays with a very light touch. Because sometimes if you play with a very light touch, even on a guitar that is otherwise, that has quite a bit of volume, you may not be able to pull it out of the guitar without really pushing into it. On this guitar, you do not need to push. You can simply pluck a chord at a mezzo piano level, and it fills up as if I was playing on a guitar, a different guitar with a lot more force. And where you really notice it is something like on the sustain of the trebles or in the growl of the bass. I mean, it's hard to overstate how lightly I'm plucking the string and how easily this growl comes out. Let's listen to that power of colors. There's plenty of beautiful sounds you can extract out of this guitar. Let's try a little bit of Capricho árabe by Tárrega. It's really a bizarre sensation, feeling how lightly you're touching the guitar and how much sound is coming out. And especially when you do something like harmonics. It's like I barely touch the guitar, or when I roll this chord with my thumb. I mean, that's a very light touch, and it sounds like I'm digging in, which I don't want to do, as it'll peak the microphones. Wow. Well, this guitar is really something. I'm going to tune up to standard tuning here, and while I do, let me remind you, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It'd be great to see you here. Let me know what you think about this guitar. Is it offensive to you? Is it spectacular? Is the volume apparent in this video? I mean, of course it's not, right? Because you're not here in person. But let me know what you think of the guitar. Check it out at guitarcollection.com. You'll see a place at the top of the website where you can type in your email and subscribe to the newsletter so you get emailed about guitars before they become available. And don't forget to check out my live streams every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central US time. We have a lot of fun there, and a lot of times I show guitars before they're available there as well. Here's a little bit of Registro by Antonio Lauro. Incredible. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in this guitar, check it out. There's a link in the description of this video. And if it's unavailable, please write to me if you're looking for one of these. I occasionally get one in. They usually go very fast. So please let me know and I'll keep an eye out on one for you. But yes, you'll see the whole album of beautiful photos and a description for this guitar as well. So thank you as always for watching these videos. I've been having a lot of fun. And it's really great seeing this channel and business grow. So I'll see you soon, and goodbye from Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.